Yeah, so this is what responsible adults look like? Somewhere in this madness, you're going to find a police chief, some teachers, a financial planner, federal prosecutor, nurses, air traffic controller, research director, limo driver, chiropractor, B-52 navigator, airline pilot, and a couple of entrepreneurs. It's the last night of the Winnebago outdoor adventure trip to Puerto Penasco, Mexico. And it's sort of like the party started 10 days ago and hasn't stopped.
I had heard too much in the media saying, all of the dangers of going to Mexico. And so first I said, no way, absolutely no way. And so when they started telling me of the other things you could do, I said, okay, you've got me convinced, it's safe, and there's other things to do. So we came down, this now is our third year, and 24 days in paradise. Who wouldn't want 24 days in paradise?
We had the same apprehensions too, but like Donna, what we learned is traveling with the Winnebago Outdoors Adventure Group is smart, safe, and easy. It all started with the first night's orientation in Gila Bend, Arizona. Our rally hosts were Liz and Doug, and Sue and Jerry.
Before we begin our call out, please remember that the speed limit through the campground is 10 miles per hour, all the way out to the road.
We were on the road early and would spend the next few hours safely heading south across the border in a long caravan. And here we are, lined up at the front door of the Playa Bonita RV Resort. It wasn't too long until we were all parked, set up, checking out the beach, and ready for our first happy hour. Dos cervezas, por favor.
On the left, the coffee house.
Many of us had tow cars, and to help us get oriented the next day, we followed Sue and Jerry for a drive through the town narrated over walkie-talkies. The Playa Bonita RV Resort is pretty slick. While the sites are sort of tight, there are full hookups and safe drinking water. And while you get a massage on the beach, your rig can have its own spa services, like hand washing and waxing, body work, and first-class painting, all for a lot less than in the States. And of course, there's decent Wi-Fi and a laundry. Finally, next door to the RV sites, there's the traditional resort with a full-service, high-quality restaurant and bar. This is where the Sonoran Desert meets the Sea of Cortez, so it's an arid and sunny climate. And in late February, the daytime temps are in the mid-70s and the evenings in the low 60s. It's so temperate that you barely have to run your AC or your heat. The water's still a little cool, but warm enough for barefoot beach walking. They say the sand came from the Colorado River's eons of carving out the Grand Canyon. I was pretty worried that just hanging out would get boring. Well, that never happened. Our days wound up being pretty full, but never overscheduled.
I'm Carol. I'm Ruth.
I'm Elaine.
We're all sisters, and we've decided instead of going to each other's house that we would take a trip together and do a lot of fun things together and spend a lot of quality time together.
Actually, we went sand dollar searching yesterday, and something I would never do, fly kites. We had a ball flying kites yesterday. So we had a great time.
We've all been so busy raising our families, getting them through school, and all the things that every parent goes through, just raising our families, and we basically got kind of separated as sisters, doing our own thing and living our own lives. And now this is a great time to get back together.
And we went on our Alaska tour in 2002, and we are still close friends with most of the people on that tour.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
travel around the country, and we always have people to visit. And they, of course, come and visit when they're in California.
Yeah. And the other thing about motorhoming for us is the diversity of the people that we meet along the way. All different economic stratas, all different kinds of personalities, and we just love that.
Esther's right. The real fun was in sharing with new friends, like the shrimp boil. Our rally host provided the local catch. We all contributed salads and desserts, and a town musician the Bee Gees background. Somewhere along the line, my wife Terry held court with an arm knitting demonstration. This was one of several well-planned and well-enjoyed events. By the end of 10 days, Donna's earlier remarks reminded me of asking my parents on visiting day if I could spend 2 more weeks at summer camp. So much for boring. Just a little after sunrise, we were all lined up and pointing north. Re-entering the U.S. was remarkably easy, and without any dramatic prompting, our hosts Liz and Doug stood on the American side waving goodbye. We were off to Scottsdale to catch a Colorado Rockies spring training game in the afternoon. But in the rear view of my mind, the warm evening sunsets of Puerto Penasco were still playing back in Technicolor.